Hi friends, you are on Coordinate, and this is of course your very third video on the C++ as our focus here on Coordinate. And if you have of course the IDE that we were from downloading from our previous session, then click on it if it's there on your desktop. Unfortunately, personally it's not on the desktop, so we'll use another way. And if you've not downloaded the IDE, please feel free to proceed or to check the description for you to have the IDE downloaded as we proceed with our coding of C++. And in this video we want to understand now on how we can personally implement the syntax of C++ and how we can of course output something or print out something on the screens. Of course, the black window, you see the black window as we proceed with our session. If you don't have the IDE on your desktop, go on the search icon of your Windows. Of course, I don't know if you're using 10, 11, anything. Go on the search icon, and from there search for the keyword dev. And if you are using of course code blocks, then just search for code blocks. It will pop up and open the IDE. And once it is open, you have the same graphical user interface like it is showing on your screens. And from there, please navigate to where it says new document, and immediately when you click on new document, we have the IDE where we can start implementing our code. Don't forget, we want to understand the very basic syntax of C++, or should I just say the code that is always needed in your C++ code or in your C++ coding. Whether you are making what type of a system, this should be always there in your C++ code. And from there we'll also understand on how we can print out something on the screens. So for we to implement the syntax of C++ code, there are a number of lines of codes that are needed for we to have the syntax. So the first line that is needed is called a preprocessor directive. A preprocessor directive. And to implement a preprocessor directive, we use the keyword include IOStream. And of course, this line, as we are saying, it is called a preprocessor directive. The first word, of course, as it says include, it just entails that there is something that we want to include in our program. And that thing that we want to include in our program is called a file, which is called an IOStream. We'll understand more on preprocessors directive as we proceed with our course. From there, you can skip a line, or if you want, you can even skip 2 lines. If you want, you can't even skip any line. You can start coding from this line. But of course, just to provide that neatness, I personally do skip some lines. Don't forget, we are understanding the basic syntax of C++. And from there, we need now to implement another line of code, which is called a standard library. We need to include a standard library. Of course, we use the code or the line of code which is called using namespace std. So what this line does, or what this line actually does, it just entails our program that there is a library that we want to work with. Of course, a built-in library, and that's what the std means. It means a standard library. It doesn't mean sexually transmitted diseases. No. It just entails that there is a library that we want to work with, and for it to implement that, we need to say we are using namespace std. And from there, we need now to implement the many function when it comes to C++. As we proceed with the course, you understand that we can create a number of functions when it comes to C++. But even through a C++ code, or the very basic syntax of C++ code, should have the many function, because that's where understanding of each and every code starts from. Work of C++, reading of other codes starts from the many function. That's the very important reason why we need to have the many function. And to implement the many function, we need to write the code as I have written. And of course, let's now see what each and every word, or should I say code, in this many function actually means. So to implement the many function in our basic syntax of C++, we need first to write the key word, which is called int. Int is just a data type, and you also understand different types of data types as we proceed with our course. And many is just the word many, which should be written as many always when we are writing our syntax for C++. And from there we should now have our parentheses, and you can tell that we have a open and a closed parentheses. Of course that should be there because we are implementing a built-in many function when it comes to C++. And then from there we have a curly brace, which is of course open, and then we have a line of code which is called return 0. So what return 0 actually does, and you can tell that this return 0 is ending with a semicolon, of course. So you can of course understand that the word return means there should be something that should be given out. And what this word return 0 actually does to the C++, it entails now that if this whole program returns 0, it's more like a condition. If 0 is returned, it means our program is just fine. There are no errors at all. And that's what the return 0 actually does. And from there we have also a closed curly brace, and of course meaning each function, the many function has two curly braces, the open one and of course the closed one. Now since we've now understood on how we can write each and every C++ syntax, let's now save this document, and then from there we'll come back and now see on how we can print out something on the screen, and we'll understand each and every code that is being used to print out certain content on the screen. Do you want to print out the name of your friend? Do you want your friend to be notified about something? How do you see out? How do you send some information on the screen? It could be an application or anything related to that. So now to save this document before we print out something on the screen, let's go on where it says files, or if you want to use the shortcut then you can use Ctrl S if you're using Windows. And when you go on where it says file, go on where it says save, and immediately when you click on where it says save, the file manager, of course as always, it will give you the chance to set and select the directory where you want to save this program. Me, I will save in this same folder, and down here on where it says file name, you can now give this program a name that you wish to give. Since it's my program, of course I'll just say my first project. And when you click on where it says save, of course the program will now be saved, and you can tell from it here that we have the keyword my first project.cpp, because we are now working with our program. So this is the very basic syntax. Now how do we print out something on the screen? How do we show the users that this is what we wanted them to see? So to print out something on the screen, we start first by writing a thing that's called an output stream object. So an output stream object is written as cout, C and out as a word. And of course as a word you can even tell that cout, we are trying to see out or to send something outside. So cout, that is called a stream object, an output stream object, and that cout is followed by a stream insertion operator. Stream insertion operator, which is written as that. And from there we need now to provide two, or the double quotes, of course, where we can now quote certain information that you want specifically now to be sent on the screen. So you can write anything. I personally will just say hi, how are you friends? And of course you can now go out of what is the double quotes, and immediately when you go out, we need now to repeat again those insertion operators. We need to repeat them. Don't forget, we want to print out something on the screen, and when we repeat them, we need now to end this line. That's what ENDL does. ENDL just entails the program that yes, this line should now end here, or it just entails the program that okay, from here now proceed with the next line. Don't stick to this line because we've now put a full stop to this line. And of course you can tell that it is also ending with a semicolon. So semicolons are important. Each and every C++ instruction which is a line of code should end with a semicolon. And from here, for we now to see, don't forget this is of course cout. Cout is called an output stream object. These insertion operators, and we have the double quotes, this one and this one, and then the code you want to print out, then of course the insertion operators again, and the end line as a keyword. From now, let's Ctrl S for we to save the updated things that we've added into our code, and go on top here. You can see my mouse where it says compile and run, and from there, if you love shortcuts, please just click on F11. When you click on it, the document will be compiled and will be run. And of course you can tell that here it's printed out. Hi, how are you friends? Let me see if I can zoom. Yeah, hi, how are you friends? So this now entails that of course our program is now successful, and yeah, we can say we are done with this session. If you understand this well, then it will be easy understanding other sessions when it comes to C++. Please don't forget to subscribe, and you are on CodeNet.